So Wall Street Apes tweeted out this 64-year-old woman who helped get Jamal Bowman elected, and then his office calls her for help again. And here's her response. Here we go. Click.
So last night I got a call from my congressman, Jamal Bowman. I live in Westchester. He's very close to where AOC is. I originally helped him get elected. I mean, I didn't do much. I do canvassing. I go around to the houses. I do some phone lists. I've done it my whole life. Like since I'm 14, I've been actively involved in politics. My parents were involved in politics. I had a grandmother that was very involved in Brooklyn politics. It's in our blood. We're one of those families. I've always felt it was my civic duty to help get elected the people that align with your same political beliefs. I feel it's a civic duty, just like jury duty. Went to American University. I did an internship at the Democratic National Committee. I was very actively involved when I was in college. Anyway, so they called to see if I'm going to canvass for them again. And I had just been watching TikToks all day, and I'm like appalled about what's going on. And it just came over me, and I just went, I'm done.
She finally, it's nice to see. She ingested the red pill of American politics, Kurt.
Is that what that is?
I think so. And
so that's Dayquil?
She realizes that the Democrat, Republican sides that we were born believing in are about as real as an argument on the housewives of bumfuck.
Some of those arguments get pretty intense. I think those are more rivalry than.
But so this there's more to this, which I'll play. But this is like watching Leah Remini talk about Scientology after she left Scientology.
Yeah, a little bit.
Same accent, same basic story.
Yeah, mom and dad were in it.
Except Scientology, way more believable than the idea that we live in a democracy.
That's true. She did realize Scientology was wrong a lot earlier than this poor woman.
I'm done with politics.
She's done with politics.
It's a farce.
A farce.
My eyes are wide open. It's a scam. These people do not work for us. They work for the special interest groups. They work for the corporations. They definitely don't work for us. When my president, the man that I voted for, can't come out and just be against
killing
babies alive.
Can't be against it.
It's a farce. So anyway, so the kid's like, well, can we put you down? And I'm like, no. And he was like, yeah, but Jamal's a good guy. And I'm like, yeah, he's a product of a single mother. He worked in education in the Bronx. And
Jamal Bowman worked in education. I hope it wasn't in fire safety. Am I right? Come on.
Hope it wasn't respecting the alarm.
I substitute teach in the Bronx. You got to be good. You got to be a good person to do that because you just don't make that much money.
Okay, here's where I disagree with her.
Yeah.
You can be a good person to teach in the Bronx. You don't have to be. You definitely don't have to be. You could be the teacher who got caught jerking off in class at the rich school and then had to go teach at the poor school.
Transferred? I know someone that happened to, yes.
So that's okay. Okay.
It's
or you could also be Jamal Bowman.
You could even be Jamal Bowman.
You could even be Jamal Bowman, who's
Jamal
not a good
Bowman.
person. Here we go.
You got to be a good person. I said, yeah, but give him 20 years. He'll have blood on his hands just like the rest of them because
he already does.
Not work for us. And they do not have any power. They have no power over things like this.
You know what else he has on his hands? That invisible ink when you pull the fire alarm?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm done. I'm done pushing along this scam. I'm not saying this like it's going to help because I don't think it's going to help. I'm just not going to do it anymore. I mean, I raised the Gen Zs, so I have some hope in the Gen Zs. They're different. I have one. They're different. And these Gen Alphas, they call them the honey badgers.
Oh, God.
I mean, they're going to have to be the honey badgers to deal with what's going on. But me personally, the 64-year-old woman sitting in a broken down old car, because I'm broke, I'm done. I realized why I stopped being active in politics when I was talking to this kid on the phone. I was like a really active when I was in college. I mean, and I come from a generation that was just awful, okay? We weren't the boomers, but we're not the Gen Z. We're kind of like stuck right in the middle there. I was born in 1960, and none of my friends were interested. I was always doing rants, and they were always rolling their eyes and like glazed over. I always had to keep it completely separate from my social life. But why was I involved? I was involved because I believed it. And why did I stop? I stopped because I owed money for my car insurance. And then I got married and I got a mortgage. And then I got sick. And it took 20 years to get a diagnosis because I have an autoimmune disease, which is primarily a woman's disease, and they don't put much money into it. So I was sick all the time. And then I went, oh my God, this is by design. It's by design. They want us sick and they want us broke so that we can only think about what's right in front of our faces. And we don't think about all those abstract things. It's by design.
People are easy to control if you keep them sick.
Yeah. And also, don't look at the things in front of your faces. Don't even look at that.
Yes.
This is on purpose. And I just won't be a part of it anymore. So I tell her to the kid, and I don't know if I'm going to get a visit from like some federal office or something, but I'm like, burn the whole MF thing down. Burn it down.
Well, they are doing that. Don't worry. They're currently in the work. That's in the works.
They're the people you voted for are burning down the country.
We might be with nuclear fire. There's still time.
The people you helped get elected are burning down the country. And, you know, when you say, oh, Jamal Bowman and those people don't have any power in a situation like this. Yeah, when they did have power and they could have flexed it, they didn't do it then either.
Well, they would have had their power taken away immediately. The whole thing's a sham. I just really appreciate that this is not a Jimmy Dore viewer. This woman just lived her life and figured it out. So it wasn't any misinformation or nothing.
No.
She just was like, oh, this isn't work. See, that's how cults work or whatever you're in. Like, you don't, why don't you have a witness? You couldn't have talked me out of it. You could have had all your evidence or whatever the hell you think.
Right.
You wouldn't have talked me out of shit. When it doesn't work how it's supposed to, and they tell you it's a solution for everything, such as our liberal democratic world order. It solves everything. And then when it solves nothing for you, that's when you drop out of it. It's got nothing to do with information of any kind.
So she says, burn it all down. I bet she was. I'm sure she was one of the people who read, the type of person who read the smear piece about me during Forced to Vote, and thought that Jimmy Dore, he hates them. Democrats. He's a right winger. No, I was
trying to get her and ask.
I just got to where you are way earlier than you.
Try to get her.
I saw the system for what it was way earlier than you did.
Well,
but it turns out the geniuses over at Breaking Points finally figured out that Cornel West isn't really running for president. Oh, really? A year after Jimmy Dore figured that out. Isn't that something?
I know. You did bring it up every day, in fairness to you. I want to talk to people like this that just figured it out, because New York, last time I was in New York, everybody was dumb as shit. They didn't know anything. So she's ahead of the curve. People that I know that work in like major news networks. Okay. So I'm just curious, like what, so that means bottom line is, unless it got hard for you, so you're Howard Stearns, who's like, oh, Joe Biden's like my dad. You know, I have zillions of dollars in a car elevator and everything's going great. I couldn't care less about you. Or you Joy Behar, your big problem is you couldn't go to Italy, right? Everybody else that got fucked. This is what I think they're not getting is like, is it going well for you? You need to maintain a certain number of people that it's going well enough for that they're going to ignore the things in front of their goddamn face. You can do it because you can afford it, but people that can't afford it, they're going to notice things in front of their face.
So there's a There's a dyed-in-the-wool Biden voter. A vote blue no matter who. Oh, you see what Edward Snowden said? They didn't tell you that when they told you to vote blue no matter who, they didn't tell you the who was the police state.
I picked it up. I felt that I could.
That's what she's just figuring out.
You know, when Blue Lives Matter was a thing, I thought they were talking about the Crips, but I found out later. Oh.
Yeah, what? What did you find out later?
Stupid joke. I thought they were talking about the Crips. Okay. I got distracted.
So I say I welcome this woman. Welcome to the people who see the system for what it is. Welcome. Okay, over to Steph.
Okay.
If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit